Hello viewers, good evening. This is D. India Focus and I am Sricharan. In this edition we will be discussing about the most spoken topic this week, that's about Palestine and Israel, or you can also call it as Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Also followed by that we shall be discussing about the week's news, which we do it every week viewers. So it's going to be a packed edition of D. India Focus and I welcome you all to this packed edition viewers. Many of you had few big questions in your mind about COVID, and few shared your questions with us. So your queries, your questions about COVID will be answered this Wednesday viewers by an expert. It is surely an informative edition which will be uploaded on YouTube on Wednesday by 6 p.m. So do watch it viewers. We have few big questions answered, such as what is black fungus, is COVID-19 airborne, why is there a sudden rise in the number of cases, what is mutation, and much more viewers. So it's going to be an informative edition, so do watch it, do watch the video, do subscribe to this channel so that you get notifications as soon as we upload the video viewers. So now looking at the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, this has been almost at least 100-year-old conflict. So explaining this within 5 or 6 minutes has been challenging to me too viewers, but I have done my best to bring out what's important in all these things and why this conflict started, from where did this start, and much more viewers. So do watch it until the end so that the whole thing will be well known. Now looking at the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, it dates back to 19th century. In 1947, the United Nations adopted Resolution 181, known as Partition Plan, which sought to divide the British Mandate of Palestine into Arab and Jewish states. On May 14, 1948, the State of Israel was created, sparking the first Arab-Israeli war. The war ended in 1949 with Israel's victory, but 750,000 Palestinians were displaced and the territory was divided into 3 parts. The first part was State of Israel, second West Bank or of the Jordan River, and the third one Gaza Strip. Now viewers, this has been the history. I've just summarized the whole history into a para and I've brought it before you viewers. Now looking at the geography and what's this conflict all about. Now coming back to the recent times, Jerusalem is considered as the holy city for all the 3 religions, that's Judaism, Christian and Islam. Israel calls Jerusalem as its capital. This city, Jerusalem, is of 2 parts. That's the East Jerusalem and the West Jerusalem. West Jerusalem is in the control of Israel, whereas the main focus is now on East Jerusalem. There is an old city in East Jerusalem. This old city has different quarters, namely Christian quarter, Muslim quarter and Jew quarter. Now look at the image viewers, look at the geography. We first started with Jerusalem, with Israel, after that Jerusalem, after that 2 parts in Jerusalem, East and West. In East you have further classification as Old City, and in Old City you have 3 more quarters. Those are Christian, Muslim and Jew quarters. Now in Christian quarter you have Trafalgar Church, but the main conflict is about Temple Mount or Haram al-Sharif, which is situated adjacent to both of Jew as well as Muslim quarters. Jews call it Temple Mount, whereas Muslims call it Haram al-Sharif. This compound is also called Al-Aqsa compound. Inside this compound there exists Dome of Rock and Al-Aqsa Masjid. This is the 3rd holy mosque after Mecca and Medina for Muslims. But Jews consider the whole of this, that's the Dome of Rock and Al-Aqsa Masjid, as Temple Mount. The western wall is present beside this. This western wall has the Jews have a religious belief in this western wall. This has become a big reason for the conflict. But not just this viewers this time. How did this conflict start? Looking at that on a detailed note. This time it started on April 12th. Damascus Gate Plaza is the place where Muslims gather together during Ramzan. But Israeli police did not allow them to gather. Second reason is near Al-Aqsa Mosque, people gather for prayers during Ramzan. But that also had few curbs on it. Only 10,000 people were allowed for prayers for gathering. On May 9th, it was Jerusalem Day. Israeli people gathered in huge numbers to celebrate and put out slogans and marched with flags. Palestinian people say that this was done wantedly to intensify the conflict. Also, Israeli youths plan to march through Damascus Gate. The Palestinian youths were ready for any situation. They were ready with stones. They were ready with stones to safeguard themselves. So when the Israeli police knew that they had stones inside the mosque, they were ordered by the Israeli government to enter in. The police entered in, and the images show it, viewers. The sources and the images show it. On the other hand, this was happening in East Jerusalem. In the same East Jerusalem, a little bit far from this place, there is another place named Sheikh Zara. The Israeli youths there started evacuating the Palestinian Muslims. This place has a lot of undisputed land. This was the land is also in courts, viewers, but the courts are not ready to take this now at this time where the conflict is high. Hamas, a group in Palestine, they have their own army too. Gaza is under their control. Hamas started firing rockets on Israeli and Jerusalem to safeguard Palestine. Around 1,000 rockets have been fired from Gaza, says sources. But where will this end is a big question, viewers. Because it's going to such a situation where a warlike situation is getting arised. So where will this end is a big question. Where will this conflict end is a big question. I wrap it up here, viewers, of D.India Focus Analysis. This was this complete summarization of what has happened within this 7 minutes. So if you liked it, do subscribe to the channel, viewers. Now coming to the week's news. Punjab extends COVID-19 curbs till May 31st amid high positivity and fatality rate. 15-day lockdown comes into effect in West Bengal. Andhra Pradesh records highest single day surge of 24,171 new cases. India needs proper vaccination strategy. Government's disastrous policy will ensure third wave, says Rahul Gandhi. I wrap up this edition of D.India Focus over here, viewers. Until the next time I meet you all, signing off, Sricharan. Do watch the Wednesday edition, viewers. It's made for each and every one of you. An informative edition too. Do watch it, viewers. Thank you for watching me. Do stay home, stay safe.